Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming back. If you are a returning person, viewer, if you are new, thank you for joining me. I hope that you find something that resonates with you here and you find the information useful. Today, we're going to be talking about a crossover. What is a crossover? Why would you need a crossover? And the dynamics of a crossover, because beautiful things happen during a crossover. It's one of really my favorite things to do, my favorite service to offer. I am seated outside because I just liked the sound of the birds chirping today, and everybody is outing and abouting, the city hustles and bustles. So um, it might be a little bit noisy, but for some reason I just needed to feel like a city slicker today. There is a difference between a comprehensive consultation and a crossover. A comprehensive consultation is where I explain that I will be having a time travel, your past, your future, and everything else, and getting other information about people in your life. So with the comprehensive reading, I really get into a mukozi tip, because ancestors were like, hey, did you see that, did you see that? So I go pretty much everywhere in the spirit. While with the crossover, we summon one particular individual at a time, a deceased person, a departed spirit, and then we summon them by name and we have a conversation with them. So most people would then just say, I want to connect with my father, I want to connect with my grandmother, and we will call the grandmother by name, and they emerge. I love spirits. I love spirits as they emerge, because they have so many characters to them. They have some of them you would actually beg for them to come. Some of them, they would be waking up on some, who's calling me? So the interaction that I would be having with them is quite pleasing, because you get to appreciate the fact that when somebody is late, they still who they were. So nothing changes, And the reason why I would be doing a crossover is that the recipient of the crossover, or the person that's asking for a crossover, have not really mastered the art of understanding how to do a switch between the spirit realm and the physical. Because when somebody is late and they pass on, you get to think, I'll never get to see them again, and they are gone, and you forget that you can be able to just switch it up. You switch up your own spiritual side, your own spiritual vibration, so that you smell them, you feel them, you talk to them, you know you still have an interaction and a relationship with them. So when you come to a medium is somebody that knows just how to flip through both worlds, go in, go out, go in, go out. So when we summon a spirit, or we ask for a spirit to come and join us, they would have their mannerism of speak, their habits would still come through. So for me to understand that I'm talking to the right person, apart from the name, because the soul needs to come through. Sometimes you find people are namesakes in the spirit. So you find, or you've had a generation of Womusibudi in your home. So when you call a particular Msibudi, you need to know that you are talking to the right person, and the person would come, and I would describe what I see, what they're saying, what they smell like, what they are wearing, and either any of the things that I say to you, either is the senses, or the way that they were dressed, as the way that they would speak, you would be able to identify, Kanete, that is somebody that I talk to, that there's somebody that I knew, because I would not really know your people. But when somebody comes to me and says, oh, tell them how much I miss the cabbage that they used to cook, and people would just literally lose their mind. Yes, my dad loved my mom's cabbage. And it's such a momentous experience, because you are assigned to give somebody a glimpse of hope and to connect them back with somebody that they thought they lost. I'm going to say thinking that you lost that person, because they are forever with you. It is just a matter of switching it up and connecting with them from a spiritual realm. So I don't want this video to be long, because I actually want to segue to another video, but I wanted you to understand the dynamics of a crossover, that their personality will come through, their mannerisms will come through, their messages will come through to tell you, the person, the living loved one, what to do, how they still feel about you, how to fix things. So when you are doing a crossover, it is not just in the spirit and you want anybody else to come. It is not, you are not inviting all ancestors. You are inviting this particular individual that you want a connection with. So that is what a crossover is, and crossovers are beautiful, are just really, really amazing. I don't want to tell you lies about crossovers. They're absolutely beautiful. And sometimes people leave this world having been sick. Sometimes they would tell you, I'm still sick, but I'm healing, or I have healed. And you must see the relief on the living loved one's face when you tell them that their people are okay. Obviously, they would really have to be okay. You can't lie about it, just to make people smile. But this is some of the things in the spirit that you really can't wing. You can't just wing it and say, I'm just gonna walk through and see, because the granular detail of an individual, will come through. I remember the other day I did a crossover, and the family wanted to cross over to this particular lady, and she kept on searching for her glasses, and she kept on rubbing her eyes before she would speak to me, and I needed to wait. What are you doing? So I tell the family, I don't know, this person keeps on rubbing their eyes. It looks like they can't see me, and they're not going to talk until I don't know what they're looking for. Did they wear glasses? And suddenly, she wore glasses. The family laughed. They just killed over, saying she would not talk to you unless she sees you. She would say, I don't know who you are. I hear the voice, just making a mockery of things, just making a light of things, saying, I don't see you. And this would be the person in a living capacity. Crossovers are beautiful. Crossovers, the only disadvantage that I as a medium have about crossovers is, after you have rendered this particular service, somebody would then go and put a picture of their loved ones, either on a status update or as a profile picture. And because they would be a client of mine, and I'm looking at, oh, WhatsApp statuses, and suddenly, boom, I see a face that I saw when I was in the spirit. And I literally have that jumping moment of, I don't want to say I've seen a ghost, because that's what I do, but I would have that surreal moment of, phew, okay, because just to match the two worlds, somebody has seen them in the living, they know them in the living, and I've only known a passed away version of this person. And suddenly I see a picture of them. Ooh, sweet mother of Jesus. But that is the work that I do. Crossovers are beautiful. Crossovers are necessary. Crossovers provide closure. Crossovers provide a two-way conversation. People would ask me, ask Mama this, ask Papa that, and I would ask and they would respond. So that's the beauty of it, the purity of spirit. The purity of spirit and the purity of souls. And one day I will talk to you about the characters of ancestors. especially ones that are coming from very, very older generations. I'm going to just stop here because I really want to segue into another topic about crossovers in the wake of COVID-19. And I just wanted to touch a little bit on this one so that you understand what a crossover is, so that the other video could make sense for you. Thank you for sticking on. If you are still sticking on, if you need to go on about your business, have a beautiful day. May you go forth and prosper. I'm Tabi, your spiritual medium. Bye bye.